Why we ain't friends no more? Why you won't listen no more? Damn, I let a good girl go.
What is up, my fellow hip hop heads and music lovers in general? My name is G-Benz and welcome back to my channel where every Friday and weekend I keep you guys updated on some of the new stuff coming out when it comes to albums and whatnot. Um, Today I'm gonna be talking about two albums that came out on Friday. So yeah, let's get right to it. Pardon my voice a bit. I don't know if I sound kind of weird right now. I kind of was yelling a bit too much last night. I was hanging out with my friends, just having a kickback, having a good time. So yeah, my voice is kind of gone right now. So pardon me if I sound like I'm fucking depressed or something. Um, but yeah, like I said, there's two albums for me to review today, or to talk about at least. So yeah, let's get right to it. So for this video, I'm gonna be talking about the official debut studio album by the one and only Dave fucking East, and the album is called Survival. Now, for those of you that have followed Dave East from the very, very beginning, this is a very, very like epic moment for you guys, I guess, because you guys have been waiting and waiting and hoping that this man would blow up soon, and he finally, this is his official debut studio album after one EP being released, and after 14, there might be more, but as far as I know right now, like after 14 like fucking mixtapes that he's made, he's finally made his official like major label debut. I think he is signed to Def Jam at the moment. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's his official debut studio album, and um, it's a pretty impressive one, I gotta say. Now, to be fair, this is probably the first like solo project by Dave East I've ever heard in my entire life. I think the first thing I heard him on was on a mixtape called Beloved with Styles P that came out last year. And like I listened to that mixtape only because I was really a big fan of Styles P. I've always been a big fan of him. I had no idea who Dave East was. Like I've heard the name many times, and I don't think I've ever like took a chance to listen to him. And after hearing him on that Beloved album for a bit, I was like, you know what, like he's pretty dope. Like I'm gonna check out more of his stuff. And now that he finally came out with this new survival mixtape, sorry, with this new survival album, um, I gotta say I'm pretty fucking impressed. You know what I mean? This man has definitely came a long fucking way. And pretty much the whole concept of the album is like a kind of like survival of the fittest sort of album. Doing what you gotta do to survive. Doing what you gotta do to fucking live your life and all that. Um, and for those of you that have been following Dave East since the very beginning, this is not a surprising concept that you guys would think he would use whatsoever. Because if you know his story, this man has seen and been through a lot of shit, and he raps on this album like he has seen shit, and like he has been through shit, and rightfully so. So like I think what I really love about this album is that Dave East puts his storytelling to the test, because he shares a lot of stories from like his past life, growing up in New York, growing up in like I think it was Northern Harlem. I think is where he grew up from, but I'm not entirely sure. But he shares a lot of his experiences in this one, and just his storytelling is like so fucking great. Also, production value. I really love the like that sort of like boom bap. Yeah, that boom bap and fucking like hip hop style. It's kind of like a fucking a New York hip hop boom bap style, which I personally like love, like hearing a lot of that that old school coming back to like modern artists. Um, so yeah, production value is really great. I think DJ Premier and Nas are like um taking credits for the production value in this album, which DJ Premier, he's a pretty dope producer, and Nas is not only a fucking great rapper, but he's also a really dope producer as well. So like shout out to you, Dave East, because production value was fucking amazing. Um, so let's get to the actual album itself, because this is a really, really like long album. Well, it's not that long, like it's only an hour and 18 minutes. I know that sounds like a long time for y'all. I think the track is 20 tracks and like overall, and an hour and 18 minutes of pure just like content, pure like chill vibes, and just like this is something that you want to listen to like when you're like by yourself and you want to hear like a good fucking story, because Davy's story is very, very fucking like, it's very inspirational, it's very crazy, and it's just like it like would give anyone like motivation that hey, if Dave East can fucking like be as fucking great and successful as he is now, then so can you. There is no reason why anybody who is in a rough spot right now like shouldn't be able to like live their dreams at all. And so I did a bit of fucking research on this dude, because I like haven't like I don't know anything about him, and a lot of the stuff he's went through, that like he talks a lot on this album. Like for example, like he apparently like around 2013, because I think he started like releasing songs and albums and whatnot in 2010. So yeah, it's been a fucking like long career for him so far. I think he's like in his 30s right now, like 31, I think is how old he is. But apparently in 2013, sorry about that, guys, but I kind of lost track of what I was saying. But anyways, what I was trying to say is that in 2013, he apparently, Dave East, he apparently had to like sell drugs at some point to not only provide for himself, but to keep his rap career alive, pretty much. And that right there is like it's a pretty big fucking thing, because when you're at a point where like not even like your like dream career isn't even like making money for you, and you have to like do stuff like that, it's like it's kind of it's pretty crazy that that Dave East would have to do that at some point. And also what I've also like didn't know about him, which he talks about in the album too, on a song called "On My Way to School." He apparently talks about not only having to like be a big brother, like trying to protect his brother from all the violence and whatnot, from experiencing violence, from seeing violence, from like seeing people like get killed and whatnot all the time, on his way to school. That shit can really fuck a kid up, you know what I mean? Not that many people like know what it's like to just trying to live a normal life, but you can't, because like the environment you're in, like it's just impossible to like try and live a normal life, when you're considered doomed from the start. And that's pretty much what Dave East talks about in this album. He talks a lot about how not everyone knows what it was like to be doomed from the start. Not everybody knows what it's like to be told that you're never gonna amount to nothing, that you're gonna be a fucker for the rest of your life, that you're never gonna make it. And so he pretty much wants to like show that side of the world to people who like may not have struggled that much in their life. Not that there's anything bad for with struggling in your life and whatnot, because if not everyone has a happy ending. Not everybody has like a good ending, and that's okay. But Dave East just wants to like let people know that he didn't have that much of a happy life and happy ending, but he like eventually like with a lot of like hard work and dedication, he like was able to get to where he wanted to be in his life. And that's pretty much what he wants to say on this album, survival of the fittest and whatnot. And he like talks constantly about how he saw like a lot of like gang members growing up, how he like talked to a lot of them, to people who were like drug dealers and whatnot. And how they would tell him all the time, hey, it's not cool to be a gangster, it's not cool to be a drug dealer, stay in school, do what you got to do, because you don't want to end up how we were. And he even though there were like, I guess, some bad influence in his life, it was good that he had like those people that told him, hey, like I fucked up in my life, and we don't want you to do the same thing, because you're young right now, and shit can go away really, really fast if you like do a lot of like dumb decisions. And also, so something that I found pretty impressive and interesting is that Dave East apparently like had a promising basketball career. Like I don't know if he ever fucking made it in the NBA. I don't like follow basketball that much, but he had a pretty promising basketball career. That was like his dream career, before he became a rapper and whatnot. And it's just really, really crazy how he ditched being a basketball player to already having a promising basketball career, which is a career that, you know, for like a lot of people, you know, they would think it's a really like, you know, hard and, you know, unrealistic dream to like have, you know, an unrealistic dream career to have, because like it is, because, you know, it's just a really hard thing to get into. And, you know, just the fact that he like you know, that Davies like ditched that career to like be a rapper, you know, like it's pretty crazy. And you know, luckily for him, you know, it worked out, because he is arguably, you know, one of the most influential and probably one of the best rappers to ever come out of the East Coast. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I wouldn't say he's the best personally, only because I like haven't really like seen or known his music that much for me to say if he's like the best at all. But what I will say is that he is definitely one of the best rappers to ever come out of the new school. Which, you know, if you know me personally, you know I don't like that many fucking new school rappers. But Dave East is like, he's a pretty dope rapper. And you know, this album itself is just like, you know, it's something really, really great and special. Um, you know, there's a lot of like great features on this album. You know, like he has a song with Mozzie and E40 on a song called Devil's Eyes. You know, like all three of them just fucking go hard. It's so great. And he even has, you know, a song called Alone with Jaquez. I think that's how you say his name. He's like a really great R&B singer. He's like, you know, one of the OGs. And, you know that song is kind of like, you know, like a lust sort of like old school like R&B mixed with rap kind of song, which is what I like about it. So, you know, once again, it just goes to the features and the production value in general. You know, just everything about this album is pretty great. You know, Dave East storytelling is very great. You know, he is one of the best storytellers that I've heard in a minute. And you know, his lyricism is pretty damn clever too. And you know, I just love how he can go from like, you know, a chill sort of rap style and to like, you know, going hardcore as fuck. You know, like taking out his like true gangsta out. You know, to show that he's about his shit. And you know, of course, like a true Crip would do, you know, Dave East does have a Nipsey Hussle tribute at the end. It's a song called "The Marathon Continues," and it's the final track on the album. And pretty much, you know, he talks about, you know, you know, how much he loved that dude. You know how he like, how it sucks that, you know, he had so much to live for, and you know, so much potential. You know, he got taken away from us way too soon. And just, you know, he just like becomes like a bit like open and vulnerable in his last track. You know, just saying, you know, like there's a direct quote that he says on this one, where he says, you know, if I could ask God for something, it'd be to bring my homies back. He doesn't use the word homies. He uses the N bomb, but I can't say the N bomb, so I say homies. Um, but yeah, you know, that right there is something that I can personally relate to. You know, if I could ask for if I could ask God for something, it'd be to bring my homies back. I'm like, fuck, man, like that shit really got to me. So you know, yeah, you know, a pretty like sad tribute to Nipsey Hussle. But if anything, Dave East is definitely gonna like, you know, make him proud up there, wherever Nipsey Hussle is. You know, I don't know much about an afterlife, but you know, if there is one, I'm sure he is fucking proud of you, bro, because this album is fucking great. You know, just, you know, I'm really excited to see what else he does. This is like this looks like a really like beautiful beginning to his music career, and I just really hope, you know, he's able to do a lot of more shit. And yeah, you know, I guess that's pretty much it. I think my favorite track on the album is like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say which song is my favorite song, because like everything about this album is really good. But if I had to choose only one song, then I would say Godfather 4 with Nas. I think it's the third track on the album. It's fucking fantastic. You know, Nas and Dave East just go fucking full in tag team. You know, like they pretty much, you know, give us like a fourth installment of The Godfather, you know, in their own version. And that's fucking, you know, it's so fucking great. You know, I really love that album, or, you know, that song in general. You know, for those of you that don't know, Nas is the one that discovered Dave East. And, you know, he became like his mentor and like quickly wanted him to blow up. So, you know, shout out to you now. Shout out to you, Dave East. You guys went hard on Godfather 4. And with that being said, I guess that's pretty much all I really had to say about this album. So, and with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram down below. As always, DM me for requests. Go ahead and follow Dave East on Instagram down below. His new album Survival is out. Go listen to it if you haven't already. It's pretty damn good. If you're into storytelling and that, you know, that old school like boom bap hip hop style, then, you know, I definitely recommend this one. And with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, click that bell down below, all that good stuff, so you don't miss any of my videos whatsoever. And don't forget to stay happy.
Chicago, you're still shooting up. In Boston, y'all still shooting up.